right. So we want to have a conversation about what kind of leader do you want to be? So we talked about the swim lanes of leadership and why everything is really about leadership. And I know we have like various relationships with the word leader, like I'm not one, or, we're trained that someone else is going to be the leader. And then we do what culture says we should do.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally conditioned for it.
Hierarchy, importance, responsibility, obligation, power, like all the things that come along with it.
We are leaders. Like if you're in this room, you're a leader because you're perceiving energy in a way that's in service to what the world needs. A lot of people are so cut off from their soul that they can't see it. And you can see it. You can see, like, if we just put this in, if we just went this direction, if we just created this energetic space and more people came here, the world would be a different place. And you can see it, right? But we can't go fight what's there and expect to create this. We have to hold this and we have to hold it. Have you seen that video of the one guy dancing on the hillside and he's just dancing and it's like a long time he's dancing by himself and then a second person comes.
Oh no, but
and
that's
then
my kind of video.
Like the whole crowd
Village or whatever
rushes, right? Yeah, so we don't know, but we must be here. We can't be over there trying to fix something and be creating
the new world at the same time.
And like thinking that you have like, oh, this little book or this little program or this little session that you do or whatever, like isn't taking up the space that's needed for people to see you.
Well, I was just remembering I did a transformational leadership, many years ago, and they had a definition of leadership that I really resonated with. And it was like someone who has the capacity and the range to call forward a way of being in any given moment on behalf of what they're committed to. Right? Like that I could access. So my defaults are clear. Like I could access any way of being necessary in whatever moment was arising to fulfill on what I'm deeply committed to. I think that's leadership, like we're talking about.
Yeah. And that person, not that we don't learn from other people who have been before us about business models and about messaging and about visibility strategies and all of that. But from a place of, I have my leadership solid, I am sourced and I have my leadership solid. And now I can receive help and support and information about the how, because I know what I'm causing.
And I know what of that information is right for me.
Yeah. And I'm okay to make the mistake, right? I'm okay to go, oh, let me try this. Let me earn while I learn. Let me mess it up.
Let me be on the edge.
Let me be on the edge.
Yes.
And then I know someone was saying in the process of asking people to promote in the 4 different breakouts that they got more clear every single time.
Oh yeah.
Every single time I introduced myself again, I got more clear. Well, yeah, like why are we not out introducing ourselves all the time so we can get more clear in practice? Right? So do you want to be the type of leader that transforms or one that sells whatever they can, like whatever someone tells them to? Do you want to be the type of leader who performs or the type of leader that shows up and lets their magic be present? So we want to distinguish something in this moment around the difference it makes. So we talked yesterday about the framework of the anatomy of a transformation and really understanding like how people flow through this and the idea of our sourced magic. Like when we know where we are in the anatomy, we can access our magic at will in the right place on behalf of ourselves and on behalf of our clients. And so I just want to break this down a little bit. This is for the engineers in the room, who like the structure. I want you to imagine that there is a market for transformational work. There's a market for what you do. There are people that want what you offer.
For sure.
And there are lots of service providers, right? There's lots of people offering different methods of changing your life, offering different resources, all of that. So on the one end here, we're going to call this integrated magic. So this is like, you know what your magic is, you're embodying it. It's not just like an idea out there, but you're really living it, right? Like you've created this space and you're standing in it, including like when stuff comes up, you know how to
Work with it.
tune back in and work with it.
Mhm.
So integrated magic. And I'm going to call the opposite of that performing and logic. Now, it's not like logic is bad, right? Our rational mind, our logical mind is designed actually to ask questions of our intuition. That's what it's for. It's not meant to run the show, right? We've got it messed up. But the logical mind is great, but it's here to ask our magic, right? To know what questions to ask.
Mhm. And then to take the information, like our magic can give us great information, and then our logic can kick in and like put it into practical action.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
So it's not bad, right? But it is, a lot of times people are selling logic, right? And or performing, like, let me sound smart and let me tell you a bunch of formulas, and the magic is missing. And then we're going to look at this anatomy of a transformation. We'll do this afternoon, looking at transformational business models. All right. So there's a transformational model, and then there's a transactional model. I'm going to sell a session. I'm going to sell an hour of my time. I'm going to sell a class that's informational.
Of course, I'm going to sell a membership, transactional.
And so we're just going to explore these different places to play. Okay. Now I have a preference, obviously, but it's totally okay if your preference is somewhere else. So let's imagine that we have a business and we have a transformational model, which again, we're going to show you more about that this afternoon, but we have a way that people flow through our work, but we're in performing and logic, right? Like I really want you to think I'm smart. I want you to like me. I want to give all the information. I want to overload you with value. And we're calling this shallow how. And has anyone ever had this experience where, I really hate like creating the negative view of things, but like, let's say someone is promising this deep transformation, this big outcome, right? And then you get there and it's like, okay, we're just talking about the same stuff. Has anyone ever had that? And
the workbook looks real fancy. It's top quality binder. Okay. So
yeah. And then there's like a disappointment, and people are longing for depth, and you all are deep, right? You wouldn't be here if you weren't.
Yeah.
And people are longing for depth. We go here, there's this transactional model and performing in logic. So what happens here? Someone's like selling a session, selling their time, and they're staying in logic, or maybe they're selling courses, right? Like you can buy this course on this, and this course on this, and this course on this. There's nothing wrong with that. Like for our clients, once they know at a soul level what their strategy is, I want them to go buy from this person. Resource Randy.
Yeah, someone who's an expert at setting up those funnels, or someone who can teach you exactly how to place a Facebook ad or whatever. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
Or how to regulate your nervous system, right? Step by step, or like there's all kinds of things that could fall really beautifully into this.
And the thing about this, I would say, because some of you may fall here where inadvertently, where you're selling a session or selling your time and you're thinking of it like, I have to prove and I have to be logical and I have to give them everything, but it's only going to have so much value, right? So for me, if I'm going to go buy a course on something, I recently bought a course on astrocartography, right? Like learn how to read the charts. And, but there's only so much I'm going to invest in a course that's a resource. Who's with me? Does anybody here feel like, oh, shoot, that I'm called out, like I'm selling all this information, or people are going to come to you and buy your lowest ticket thing and get your stuff, and they're going to go hire someone else to deliver the transformation. Has anybody ever felt that way? Okay, I see.
Okay, some laughter, some hands. Okay,
yeah. And eventually that starts to feel empty if you're a magical person who's called to deep work. Right.
Yes.
There are people who are teachers and research, and like that's so aligned for them. Over here, we have the transactional model, and you've integrated your magic. So now you're like super potent and magical, but you're selling a session, or, it's like little fits and starts, fits and starts.
Yes. Yeah. I'm thinking about people. We definitely have people come into our world like this. They're just freaking magical, and they're, massage therapists or estheticians, or they're working in an industry that maybe isn't straight up transformation. And yet what they're bringing to their work is so transformational, but it's sold in a way that looks transactional, right? It's like they're cutting your hair, right? And it's like completely magical experience, but someone's buying a haircut, right? That's what they think they're buying. Right? Yeah.
Or like, I remember I sprained my ankle at an event once, and all these people came up to me and tried to give me remedies. And it was like, okay, I'm definitely not going to hire you who's boundaryless. And you might be like, you might have so much.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Or like we're doing a single session and it cracks people open. And I just want to name like plant medicine. You're going on a plant medicine retreat, you're cracked open and there's no integration. Right. Because it's like a one-time retreat as opposed to a container. And then over here, transformational and integrated magic, we're going to call this life-changing Linda, or we call this the sourced leader.
Yeah. This is someone who has a deep understanding of how transformation works. They design their programs and their offerings in alignment with that. They've integrated their magic and they're using it to guide them, and they know where and when to unleash it with their clients in their business model. This is a really powerful and potent combination of how they work and how they work.
And again, there's space for all of these, right? And I would say, disruptive Delilah may disrupt something in someone's life, and then they go find a container.
Totally.
Resource Randy can make a lot of money selling resource, and there's not anything wrong with that. But I'm feeling, who here feels like, oh yeah, I want to integrate my magic and be transformational. Like I want to have where they can commit, they can shift their energy, and they get to integrate it and go be that new thing in their life. Yeah. So for us, source leaders have their magic integrated, have a transformational business model, and hold this energetic distinction of source leader, which we've been touching on throughout, right?
Yeah.
Being the person who will keep going like this, who will make friends with their inner child and like let them play at the edge together.
Yep.
Who's alive.
I'm alive.
Who loves up these 5 paradigms and continually makes them more and more alive in their life.
Yes.
Out there in business in general, like the vibration of business in general, the traditional business we've been taught, marketing is hard, but someone must have the magic pill.
Just got to find it.
Whereas the vibration of source leader says, source will guide me to my aligned marketing strategy and message. The default in business says, what do I have to say to get you to notice me? Right? Let me figure out what to say to get you to notice me. And the vibration of source leader says my being attracts energetic matches.
I'm going to be so freaking confident.
Yes.
Someone said yesterday, right?
Yes.
That I just attract.
Yes. And I can be big and intimate.
Yes.
And people will feel that.
Yep.
The vibrational default in business, there's only so much to go around. We're competitive with one another, right? Like, oh no, not enough clients. The vibration of source leader says people who want transformation are everywhere, and I help them recognize it.
Totally. Who's the competition, right? The default would say, who's the competition? Again, like thinking that there's only so much and we're in some sort of fight for them. Right?
There's some sort of fight, or like you want something and you're trying to pull one over on me, or you're going to pull out the rug from under me, or right?
Yep.
Like all of that.
Versus how can I partner with others on a similar mission to grow our work? Y'all, I think this is big. I just have to, like, as someone who identifies as an entrepreneur, at my heart, I identify as an entrepreneur, a business owner. And I, closed my business to join forces over here at Source, right? And I feel like more and more this is going to be happening and called for. Like, we see the power of coming together and bringing complementary and unique skills. Like, we don't want to do it alone. We really are so much better together. And so I see the more our capacity to really communicate effectively and be intimate with one another and negotiate like tough spots and continue to stay connected and create. Like, if we actually knew ourselves to have those skills, we would be creating more collaborations, because it's fun to play together. It's only not fun when we aren't saying the things we need to say, and then we feel stuck, and then we're in a dynamic. But like, when we have the skills to work through it, it's like so much more fun together. So that's my tangent about like, who do I partner with and who can I play with?
And how do we make a bigger playground?
Yeah.
Right. This space like just keeps amplifying.
Yeah.
I have to work hard to make money, more hours proving and performing. Anyone have that one?
Want more money? Gotta work harder.
Yeah. And I can't be seen letting it be easy, because like my parents worked so hard or my grandparents worked so hard. So we have to like keep that up, right?
Yeah.
Versus I know my magic is immensely valuable and I get to be light and easy.
The universe is abundant.
Yeah. And it's like, it's so easy to get sucked back into that old paradigm, isn't it? And yet it's like time and again, I see in my magic, light and easy. And the brain wants to go back to, but okay. I have to sell programs that are similar to what others are doing, right? Like, let's check it out. The market, this obviously sells, versus I design offers to light up my magic. And that there's a variety of ways depending on how your magic works together. Big groups, small groups, big stage, one to many. Let them, I coach people live as my marketing strategy. There's so many ways.
And we need all the ways. Like, we need, I don't even think we've scratched the surface of all the ways, because every time we hear leaders' different ideas and we help people really unpack and get to the heart of how they want to express, it's like, oh, wow, that I never even thought to do it that way. And that's genius. And we really do need all that. Like, no one of us can serve all the, billion people on the planet that want transformation, right? We need all our unique expressions to be out there and available. So,
yeah, I'm thinking of Juliana Ashley, who I got to work with on her brand, and how she was like, "Ooh, can I say that? I can. No, nobody's going to understand what that. Can I say that?" And then ran it by a few people from a real trusting place, right? From a sourced place. And they were like, "Oh my God, I love that. Oh, that I don't even know what it is, but I love it. Like, I get it.
Feel it."
Yes.
Yeah. It's awesome.
If you're in the place where the new way feels better than the old way, the old vibration of business, I just want to share about how to become a source leader. Who wants to hear?
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing. So I'm going to walk you through a little bit about our Source Leader program. Ashley and I co-hold the container for the program. So Ashley holds level 1 and I guest teach, and I hold level 2 and Ashley guest teaches. And 95% of people do level 1 and 2 together. So we've bundled it in a way where people come play with us on a field of light for 12 months and really develop their leadership skills. And within that, we also call forth your aligned business model and message. The main focus is on this skill of leadership, of stepping to the edge and showing up over and over again in your sourced energy. So level 1, we call transformational coach, and level 2 is retreat master. So even if becoming a source leader isn't interesting to you, I want you to listen from the skills. Like, how do I be in these skills of transformational coach and retreat master? And they're a little different, right? Going from, like I read in one of the forums, like the individual one-on-one to I'm going to bring truth to a group space.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different, right?
It's totally different. I mean, it's definitely different.
Same skills, different. And even if the group is a team or a corporate, project group, for example, same skills.
Yeah.
But in a group. So part 1 is the distinction of sourced leader. And we walk through being energy first. We have 4 classes about that where we break down what it is to be an energy first business. How do you signal to your clients that, hey, we work the energy first here?
That's right.
How do you price energy first? Because people aren't used to paying for energy, right?
How do you speak about that in a way that naturally starts to bring people to you? How do you be transparent about that in your marketing? If you want to really let people know this is what I do and this is why it is valuable or how it's valuable. How do you be energy first in your own life, right? Like what's the energy showing you about what wants to move in your own world?
Module 2 is creating space for magic. And I love this so much. We work with you to create your own, what we call magic session, which is a practice of letting your magic come through with actual other human beings in its purest, most potent form. Some people take that and they actually use that as part of their container, this magic session. They give it a name and everything. And some people just use it as practice to get like, oh, this is how my magic wants to work. And then they start weaving it into everything. So,
but it's part of in this module where we see that real deepening of understanding and appreciation for how their magic works. It just happens every time where it's like, oh, I don't really know if I'm all that magical and I'm not sure if I can do it or how it works. And then they get on the other side of it and it's like, they're clear. They've got magic. They know how to work it. They know how it works with the client. And that in and of itself is just like a really big game changer for people. So
yeah. And a lot of people in the container swap sessions and things like that. So you get such a great reflection of who you are. I see Rihanna over there.
Yes.
Like,
yes. It's like even that, right? To have, I got to say that for a second. It's like to have this safe place where you can be on the edge because it's edgy, right? I'm going to design a session to just highlight my magic and be in it. For most people, it's really edgy at first, but you have this safe place where you get to really lean into that and then have it reflected back to you, the difference that it makes. Y'all, that just rearranges something about who you are for yourself as a leader.
We have a module on a safe space as an inclusive space. So part of creating space for magic is this sense of safety. And so we have a module, we have guest teachers come in to speak about creating safety for all races and genders within your container. Graduates of the program who are guest teachers, really awesome. And then we have part 2, where we master the anatomy. We go through the 3 stages, both how do you be and show up in the stage, and how do you, like, what is your business model around that? So cultivating commitment in one-on-one conversations.
Yes.
How do you offer your sales calls, your strategy sessions, the value of it, the structure of it, the effectiveness?
If you have the experience that you don't have as many clients or people in your business as you would like, and this is where we go to work on that, right? So you think, oh, I need marketing and I need more people. And I'm telling you, you probably just need to master having a commitment conversation.
Yeah. Because once you master it, you know what to say in your marketing because it's the exact words that the people keep saying to you.
And there's no marketer out there or anybody else out there who's going to be able to tell you that because it's your message and it comes from within you. But when you start to deeply understand how commitment works and you're willing to and able to be in that conversation with somebody, again, like it just rearranges like how you show.
You hear yourself say something, you hear them say something, and it's like, whoa, this is really good. This is good.
Yeah.
I'm good at this. They're good at this. We have delivering the sourced experience in a one-on-one container. So stage 2 is the transformation, right? Seeing the little T truth and the big T truth. So we have 2 classes on that. And then we have a whole live retreat on that. How do you actually go there and help someone see their little T, big T truth? And how do you do it in your way with your magic? So we teach some tools. There's a handful of tools that I use, that I developed, that we teach you, that you're licensed to use. And then we also work with how do you put your magic in? So because it's not our way, it's your way, right? So even the way Ashley coaches little T, big T is different than the way I do, but it's the essence of the same structure.
Yeah, perfect.
And then the integration stage, We have 3 classes on that. How do you design this container to help someone go back in their life and be their new energy?
And be fierce about it.
Mhm.
Yes.
And how do you distinguish when someone's in the breakthrough stage and someone's in the integration stage? And how do you renew them in your program because you know they need more, for example?
It's our whole intention is that you have a deep-seated level of confidence in your own ability to do this with people in a magical way, and that you get the value of that. So it's like when you really get that and you know you can deliver that, you're going to be able to charge more for it, right? Like right now, if you feel like you can't sell things at the level that you want to, I would argue that it's a confidence issue. Like if you knew yourself as someone who could deliver that and you knew the energy shift and the difference it would make in their life, then that would shift for you.
Yeah. And then we have the level 2. We go to bi-weekly classes. So level 1 is weekly because the touch points, the consistency, the bringing your sourced energy forward is key. Yes. It's like transformational in itself. We go to Retreat Master and we have bi-weekly classes and immersions. So some are longer, some are shorter, but we're really workshopping your retreat, your virtual program that's transformational in nature. So you can deliver it in a, 8-week program. So these are the modules here: creating safe space in a group, transformational content design, like the actual experiences and the matching them to the intention of where your client is. We have 2 retreats within this program. So a lot of our work is delivered in live retreat. One is called Influence, and it's October 10th to 12th, and it is new. And it's all about being the type of person who can influence peers, team, etc. So we'll have a deep experience of that together with this community. We have a module on coaching the individual in front of the room. When do you go there? When do you not? Holding space and consent and all of that. A lot of practice with that. And then group program design. So the first piece, transformational content design, is like the theory around it. And then the sourced experience group program design is we're really going to design your programs, right? Like with the knowing this is going to shift the field. And then lastly, we have a 4-day live skills retreat where we practice. You're leading the retreat basically. So super fun.
So much fun. Who knows they want to lead retreats or be like really masterful at group transformation? Okay, awesome. I see you. Yeah.
And then we have a whole community of leaders. So our graduates get to know one another, and there's ongoing benefits of that. So the first is Live with Darla. And this you get right away if you join the Source Leader program. So once a month, there's 90 minutes. I do laser coaching. I'm going to do some laser coaching this afternoon, so you'll have a sense of that. But once a month for 90 minutes, you bring whatever your question is. And this is where we do a lot of the business stuff, the legacy stuff. Right? Like, how am I really bringing my magic to my marketing? We have discounts on our entry-level offers. So like this, we have a 1-day immersion every year. And we have guest expert calls every other month where we have people come in and share their magic.
Yeah, that are experts in their particular field or industry that we feel like would support your business expansion.
And you get a chance to network doing that.
Yes.
You also get to be on our website, our Hire a Source Leader page. We have a Pillars of Light partner community where we do different training on how to partner and promote one another's business. And we have a Facebook community. This is Kim Lebbing. Kim came in with a strong coaching business. She was already doing these immersions that were deeply transformational, but she was vastly undercharging for them and trying to be professional.
Hiding her magic.
Trying to be professional about it. Like, she was trained in NLP. And so they gave her like a way to do it. She was doing it that way and she was getting like decent results. She had a solid business.
Yeah.
But she was, hiding.
She said, closet woo.
Closet woo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And her marketing kind of looked like everybody else's, and then she went and got a tattoo and a piercing.
That's right. Yeah.
Stephanie Munoz. Stephanie is in Guatemala. She's amazing. So she says worth every penny. And Amber, there's for Lisa. There's Amber Sweener, who is our resident rock star, literally, and has started really deepening her work with her clients. She had a marketing agency when she started.
And we start March 13th.
Thank you. The deposit is $2,600. Yes, classes are Wednesdays. We start March 13th.
Yes. So all those details will be available to you. And Julie can answer any questions that you might have about them as well.
So they're all the details of what you'll learn that we walked through, which some of you love details and some of you are like, I don't care about the details, but there's all the details and you will learn a lot. And then there's the becoming of who you'll become from spending a year in our vibration of Source Leader, where we can just keep reminding you, but this is who you are.
This is who you are.
This is who you are. Okay. So the deposit link is live in your portal. If you want details, there's a link to the page on our website. Julie is available if you have questions, if you're thinking about oh, there she is waving. She's ready for you. She's got probably 2 laptops or Zoom rooms up. She's ready for you over there. So if you have questions, if you want to learn more about the program, find out if it's right for you. Like, we really want aligned decisions, and I know I've been made offers so many times, and I personally love it because it allows my magic to feel, is this for me or is it not? And if you are a clear no problem. We love clarity.
Yes.
If you're a clear yes, like, just grab your spot, get the session with me.
Trust yourself.
And if you're uncertain, Julie has no attachment. I mean, she has attachment. She has commitment to your success and a commitment to you being clear, like you making a decision that feels aligned for you. So you can work that out with her. Like, really, that's the business we're in, is sovereignty, clarity.
And letting your magic lead.
Yeah.
Right. And discerning what's your magic and what's your fear. And what does your soul want and where are you being called? So that's what we're standing for. There you go. See you soon.
All right.